Okay, so I want to thank you for tuning into this video. What we're going to be talking about today, of course, is just going to be like an introduction to this whole reincarnation thing. We hear a lot of different types of concepts and ideas concerning it. So I wanted to kind of bring out some text that kind of shows us how we can actually look at that and how we can move from this thing called being bound to a will of life. Keep watching. Okay, thank y'all for tuning in. So if you see this shirt, I know I'm talking about it kind of soon, but right here, of course, is one of the concepts of being able to be the greatest in the kingdom, as it's written. I believe it's in the book of Matthew. I'll put it up on the screen, but it talks about how if you teach others to be obedient to this divine law, how you would be considered the greatest in the kingdom, and anyone who goes against those sacred divine instructions, of course, would be called the least. So this is one of the ways of being able to try to do that for you. Of course, if you notice here, it says no bottom feeders, of course, and then it has the swine crossed out, of course, and then down here at the bottom, it has Leviticus 11 and 7. And then on the back here, of course, you can't see it, but it has 86 unclean. So that's the concept. So you want to make sure that because everything that you do shows what you are participating in. Like, for example, religion makes you accountable for what you say. So that's the reason why a lot of people tend to use their words to describe something that they're doing, but then righteousness actually makes you accountable for what you do, if that makes sense. So how you walk, how you talk, how you eat, how you dress, how you treat someone, how, you know, that's all an example of righteousness. So that's why righteousness, or aligning yourself up with something divine, makes you accountable for what you do, which causes you to have to change, if that makes sense. So that's the reason why you find a lot of people who do religion and they feel comfortable with that, because religion was created in the image of man. That's the reason why you can find a religion that will allow you to do whatever it is that you want to do. So, but righteousness fashions you in the image of something more divine, if that makes sense. And it aligns you up to being able to receive the regions of your inheritance and aligns you up with the will of the Father. So that's the reason why these shirts are out. If you're interested in picking one up, maybe leave a comment underneath the like button, and then I'll be able to have a dialogue with you on how you can get one for yourself. But that's what we want to do. We want to basically promote that which is divine. So we want to make sure that we stay away from that basically puts us in a position where we cannot transmute from within and rise from the lower self. So in this particular video, of course, we're going to kind of do a little introduction on this reincarnation thing. One of the texts, and I'll leave all the sources underneath the like button for you in the description area, but one of the sources text that I want to mention, of course, is the Celestial Ship of the North. Very, very profound literature here. So I'm just going to read a couple of passages. I advise for you to pick this up and add this to your library for your studies. And this is kind of what it's saying here. And I find this very interesting when it speaks about this reincarnation. So it says, when souls have been perfected through conquering of all the lessons of the zodiac. Okay, all the lessons of the zodiac. It says reincarnation is not a necessity, but those who are still bound to their will of life, whose gate to those realms remains what? Remains locked. And in the book of Revelation, it talks about these seals, who has proclaimed to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. So here it says, whose gates to those realms remains locked. Must be what? Thrown back upon the world and all its suffering. So if you look at these lower planes of existences as a place for learning, then that means that you have to work something out so you can be what? The greatest in the kingdom, if that makes sense. So what has happened through this whole incarnation thing, reincarnation, and there are those who probably decided to come here to try to help their brothers and sisters out of this space-time hologram. So one good way of looking at it when you're trying to redeem something is whenever pieces of yourself have been broken off. So say, like, for example, before you came into any knowledge of being on a path of attainment, to where you're trying to seek the right path so to speak, then what you end up doing, of course, is you gain in knowledge. Okay, you strengthen in that, but then you also have to try to go back and redeem the pieces of yourself that have been broken off into various different ideas and concepts, if that makes sense. So how you have to look at this is light particles and so forth. So whatever it is that you focus on, and I did a video, I'll link that, where it talks about making sure that when you receive these spiritual powers, you don't animate the wrong thing, because that could possibly be pieces of your consciousness being broken off into an idea that allows somebody else to actually feed upon that, and it sustains their existence, if you get what I'm saying. So another text that would be good to pick up would be the astral body. In that particular book, of course, it kind of goes over, and I'll leave that resource for you underneath the like button, but it kind of goes over how you have these various different bodies. And you have what the mind, the mental, the astral bodies, and the egos, and all these things can actually take part of these vehicles, so to speak. So if you look at this as being a vehicle, and you have come in order to do the will of something, then you want to make sure that you're aligning yourself up properly, so then we're able to fix everything that has been broken, if that makes sense. And then you develop yourself accordingly, of course, to where you don't allow someone else to be able to come in and control you, because you've lost the control of your body, so to speak. And that's why it says in the ancient text that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So then when you don't have the ability to control these various different bodies, then you allow those principalities that sit in high places. Okay, so there are those who said that they want to take the places of the most holy for themselves. Okay, so what has happened, of course, is the higher versions of yourself are being controlled by and manipulated by these other entities. That's why it says we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but through these particular rulers of the darkness of this world. And we want to look at darkness as a form of ignorance, as a form of forgetfulness. So if you do not do the main thing that you're supposed to be seeking to do, which is to know thyself, then you allow for these other undesirable entities, of course, to control you. So like, for example, some people might have visions or dreams or whatever word you want to use there, but then you notice that sometimes you don't necessarily have the appropriate control of that vehicle or of that vessel. Sometimes you're able to see yourself in the vehicle that you're in or the body, and sometimes you can't. So what you want to realize, of course, is you don't want to allow something else to be able to control you there, to manifest whatever it is that they want your destiny to be in the physical world or in the lower worlds. So your goal is to align everything up appropriately here. So moving here in the same text, the celestial ship of the North, it talks about how that soul who will renounce, so you have to renounce all personal ambitions, okay? So you have to renounce all the cares of this world. If you look into the Pistis Sophia, it actually kind of goes over a list of the stuff that you can do, so you can make sure that you're able to obtain the mysteries of the light. The mysteries of the light. Even in the book of Matthew, it talks about how your righteousness has to far go beyond and exceed the righteousness of who? The Pharisees and the scribes, okay? In the Gospel of Thomas, it talks about how these same Pharisees and scribes have taken the keys of wisdom, and they've done what? They have hidden them. It says they have not entered, nor have they allowed those who desire to do so to do it. So that's what we're really dealing with, is down in this place to set up for learning. You want to make sure that you are working out the mysteries properly, and you are renouncing all the things of this world. Let's go on and find out more about that. So it says that soul who will renounce how many things? All personal ambitions, and will seek by selfless service of his fellow beings to obey what? The divine spirit where? Within. The unukulu, right? It says, may without external teaching or assistance evoke what? The flame, and achieve unaided a knowledge of nature's secrets and mysteries. And the biggest there is the will is to evolve. You want to evolve. You don't want to be like the snake eating its own tail, so to speak, which is basically like cyclicity. So wherever your aspirations and your inspirations are, if they are in this physical material plane of existence, then you're going to basically come back. to that you did not achieve. But if you fixate your thoughts and your cares on the kingdom, because not saying that you can't basically have an experience here, but it says that you must seek the kingdom first, and then all these things will be added unto you. But the undesirable entities, the leaders of the faithless nations, they don't want you to do that. They want you to primarily focus on obtaining everything in this world. So that's why it says, where a man stores his treasures, there will his what? Heart, there will his mind be also. So it is their agenda to get you to care about all the things of this world, because you can only speak on their behalf. You want to speak on the behalf of the higher regions of righteousness, but there is a relative law that is preventing you from doing that, because wherever a man stores his treasures, there will his heart be also. So it's very important, of course, that you pay attention to those who are around you and pay attention to the stuff that they talk about. Just pay attention to it. So you'll notice that those who have their thoughts and their hearts and their minds fixated on this world, then all of the stuff that they typically talk about is kind of like the stuff that's kind of worldly. You know, how something looks, how something tastes, how something sounds, feels, and all that kind of stuff. And you very rarely hear them leading with conversations about that which is divine. And that's when you go into those conversations, of course, you'll notice that the whole idea that I brought up earlier takes place, where it says religion makes you accountable for what you say. So a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff, but their heart has been moved far from me, if that makes sense. So once we get this aligned up properly, then we'll be able to get those appropriate rays. I'll put something on the screen, but there's some ancient artifacts that you'll find in what we've been taught to call Egypt, where you'll notice that they'll hold up this child, and then maybe you'll see these rays coming. Let's find out what that might mean. So in this text, it says the manifestation of the sun, behind the sun is the universal fire. And here it says that Jesus, or the sun, S-U-N, came to throw or sow upon the earth, and is the what? Super solar force, the paraclete. Okay, the paraclete, that's why in the book of Hebrews it says, I will be the what? The mediator. And the paraclete is someone who is basically going on behalf of you or assisting you. And then it says, knowledge as to the development of this force has been sacredly guarded in all ages, right? Now you might get an understanding of why they're spraying stuff up there, if you get what I'm saying, because they're trying to block something. So clearly they're trying to block this super solar force that is for you once you have worked out what you needed to do in front of the mediator, and blessed are those who are doing the work when that comes through, if that makes sense. So it also says here that Jesus here, that's the word that's used here, it says, as the great initiate came to earth, not for his pleasure, but what? To do the will of him who sent me. All right, showing that he was freed from the wheel of rebirth, okay, the circle of necessity. So your goal and your agenda should be to evolve upwardly, to be able to have a various different consciousness level of being. So most in this particular place is set up for learning, they fixate your thoughts on this world to where your what you can comprehend is only based upon that which you are exposed to. So that's why reading and studying is very critical to allowing you to be able to open up your level of comprehension, to be able to receive higher versions of awareness and consciousness to what is around you. Okay, so that's what we want to look at. So I wanted to kind of introduce this text to kind of show you how it's very key to everything that we're dealing with. And what has happened, of course, is we have those who tried to come in and get the monopoly on the Christ, and that's the reason why you have everything set up the way that you have it today, to have you looking outside of yourself and not necessarily trying to figure out what you can do from within. Okay, so that's the reason why I wanted to do this video, to just kind of give you a quick introduction of what we're working with here. And I'll do more videos. If you want more on this topic, leave a comment so I'll be able to know what to cater this channel toward. I'm just trying to get the feedback from you so we'll know what to do here. But the main goal, of course, is to develop that which is within you, because if you do not, then that which you don't have, which is this fire, will kill you if you don't have it. Okay, if you're new to this channel, I deal with esoteric and exoteric research in retrospect to how it influences cultures, and I want to be able to utilize this platform to give you the tools necessary for you to go the rest of the way. It's not about you following anybody. It's about you becoming versus what you can have. So instead of focusing on having, focus on becoming, and that will give you all the things that you desire at that point if you seek the kingdom first. And that's what this whole thing is about. Okay? All right, I'll see you in the next video.